Hi, this is Trusted Neal with the Call to Learn conference, and I've got Blaine and Audrey Rindlisbacher here with us, and we're going to ask them a few questions. So I'd like you to tell us your homeschooling story. Tell me how you got started and why are you homeschooling?
You want me to tell?
Yeah, you do that.
Okay. So, when my oldest was 2 or 3, we'll go back further.
Okay.
My first interaction with a homeschooler was what most people's first interaction with a homeschooler
back
was.
in the day.
They moved into my ward. And they were so socially backwards, and I never even heard of it before, but I just knew I did not want that.
Okay.
Then I became a gymnastics coach in college because I had been a gymnast, and I had these girls on my team, and they were by far the most cooperative, obedient, sweet girls on the whole team. And I was floored when I found out they were homeschooled. So a few years later, when I had my oldest, and he was 2 or 3, my sister-in-law said, let's go to this homeschooling conference at BYU. And I was like, okay. So we went to a few classes. The main thing I remember was I went to this class where this woman had this spread of a zillion games. And the whole class was, you could get your entire education playing games. And I was just blown away, like, can that really be true?
Yeah.
So that really got me thinking. And then he was going to be 4, he was 4, he was going to be 5. And I got a letter in the mail. And it was the school district's breakdown of all of their schools, elementary through high school, and their standardized test scores. And there was one school in the entire district that got above 50%. And I was like...
Like, what a piece to send out.
Those,
That's a marketing piece.
Admit that, yeah.
Those tests are not that hard.
Wow.
So what is happening? And in the meantime, I had set up this little preschool and taught him to read and had all kinds of fun. And so I was like, wow. And so it was just years of it being in the back of my mind and that kind of thing.
But you've got to interject that one. I need to interject that one story that we actually had him go to a preschool, or was it first grade or something, or
I'm
kindergarten?
not there
Okay.
yet. Okay.
Well, when you get there,
You
let
can't
us know.
interject, and you'll interject later.
It
right?
is an excellent point, though. So
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure what your point
it
is.
adds flavor to the story.
Does it? So anyway, the
So
point...
get there.
Okay. I'll try to... So anyway... So I think a lot about it. I'm talking to Blaine. Oh, what should we do? So we decide, okay, obviously public school stinks. So we'll go with private school because I could never be an expert in English and math and history. I mean, that's not going to happen, right? Because, of course, my mindset back then is still that somehow the elementary school teacher is an expert in all those things because I don't understand training or any of, at that point. So we choose this private school. And started him there. Do you want to make your point now?
Well, the point was that he went there, and it was good, and they had a little play, and it was it was a good little private school. And then he came home one day, or maybe it was during the summer after that year or something. But Audrey says, "Why don't you go ahead and draw something?" He's like, "Well, what do you want me to draw?" She's like, "Anything you want." And he's like, "But what?" And she's like, "It doesn't matter." He's like, I don't know what to do.
You
He
have
sat
to
there
tell me
because he
what
had
to do.
exactly, and so his creativity, where he was flourishing before he went to this nice little private school, all of a sudden he had to be told what to do.
Yeah.
And that was like huge to us, like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's a private school. They're supposed to do that.
Right. Yeah.
So-
Yeah, so I don't know, by mid-first grade, I think, I was like, what do you think? Johnny, you want to try it? He's like, sure. So we just kind of went. But I would say that if there was one thing I did right, because I had a lot of things wrong. I'm sure you didn't.
Yeah, I was perfect. Yeah, you just keep
But
remembering that.
did most
I told her
things-
everyone else is doing it right, and she's not.
Oh, that helped the marriage.
Yes.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Anyway, he never said that. He was always very encouraging. But anyway, the one thing I did right was feel really overwhelmed and intimidated. And I felt so overwhelmed and intimidated that I decided I'd better get serious about my education.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Right?
Incredible
So I
example.
better know what I plan on. And it was fascinating those first few elementary school years to go like get library books and stuff. And I remember thinking so many times, there's no way I ever learned this information.
Really? Like, who was this and what happened?
Passed tests? How did that happen? I was on the honor roll.
Yeah.
Year after year after year.
And anyway, so that was kind of the catalyst. But then, in all of that, I found Thomas Jefferson Education, which is really just classical education with a new brand.
Yes.
And Oliver DeMille's amazing. And so I read that book really, really early on. He had just published it like the year before or whatever. And I just remember, and so first it was a let's try homeschool, but then it was a let's really get crazy and try, classical liberal arts. Yeah. And that's the whole new world. Anyway, I never forget reading that book, and I was about halfway through, just pacing the floor. Blaine was in there, and I was like, this guy's insane. There's no way anybody can
That is not education.
That's
not what I
Well, and who can execute it?
Oh, right, yeah.
I mean, I don't have it. There's no way I'm giving it to somebody else, And I turned to Blaine, and I was like, I never forget the smell when I turned. I was like, he just wants me to go on faith and hope that in 10 years I didn't totally screw up my kids. Blaine's like, well, yeah, guess so. I guess that's what we're doing. And really, that was, and I had an incredible mentor, Julie Early. I called her up one day, and we were getting a lot of fallout in the extended family, a lot of flack about, she doesn't have an education degree, what's she thinking, all this kind of stuff. And I called her up, and I was like, okay, what do I got to do to convince the family?
And she said the perfect thing.
Oh, good. She said, give it 10 years.
Are you serious? She's like, you'll prove your point in 10 years. And you know what? 10 years later, we got a lot of compliments.
Well, his dad was a huge objector. Wow. And now, and it's been more than 10 years now, like 15 or whatever, but now, I mean, his compliments are prolific. It's ridiculous. Wow. You're the best parents I've ever seen. Your kids are so talented and amazing. And, he got converted, but it did take time. So, if you're out there worrying about, the fallout and not having the support, it's hard. You got to
prove it later.
You got to continue
you have to
on.
find other support, which we did.
Yeah. You've got to get your answer and know. And view it as a calling, like, don't you think? Like, this is, I gotta, and then just know that the time will come when the people around you will be converted, but it might take 10 years.
So did that help you convert you, that I'm going to do whatever it takes and see if I screw him up at the end of the 10 years? Because of her comment? I mean, it was so, 10 years.
Meaning, did it help for her to say 10 years? Yeah. Yes. I mean, it was hard,
but
it was helpful
to hear. But
it was
right,
helpful
to
realize, they're going to have to see the fruits. Yeah. They're not going to get in there and sit in the public school classrooms like I have and study the history of education and learn that the liberal arts model was what was in place for hundreds of years. I mean, they're just not going to do that kind of homework. They're not going to understand what happens when lights go on and you see them learning, and when they, read a classic and their value system is strengthened. They're just not there for that. So the only way for them to know, and yesterday was super payoff, because our oldest son got married, and everybody's there, and we had this luncheon, and Blaine had this brilliant idea. Jonah couldn't figure out what to do at the luncheon to make it interesting, because so often they're just boring. So Blaine's like, I know what you do.
Not anything that we've ever attended.
Yeah. So he says, get up there and tell your story, and then make it like open mic. And whoever wants to tell stories can tell stories.
Very cool.
But he wanted to start with the parents, and it just turned into just
almost like a testimonial
Avery
meeting, but just for about the
children.
Person and what a great person they are. And
it just was
beautiful. All five of our kids got up and talked
and
about the oldest, and we just sat there as parents like, don't ever stop. This is the best thing we've ever heard in our lives. I mean, just thing after thing about how great and wonderful, and it was such a huge payoff.
Was when I stood up there and I was like, it's always been a high priority to me to have my children be very close and be best friends, and it had already been, shown through what they were saying about each other, that they were very close and loved each other and had a lot of happy memories together. And I was like, and that's why years ago I decided to homeschool.
Actually, it was one of the main motivations.
Because I wanted them to have a lot of time together and a lot of memories together, and they do.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
So,
and it's a good plug for it all,
right? Anybody in the room I wish I could.
Yeah, you want to talk later.
I'm up for
Yeah,
questions.
yeah. Oh, that's fabulous. That's exactly what we did with our son too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we loved it. We just had open mic and everybody
We'll see.
just for it.
Great
It
minds
was really-
think. Great minds think.
That's
alike.
right.
You got to get
That's
out of
right.
the box. Traditional thinking.
To subscribe to our YouTube channel, click here. To choose from our gifts and request updates on our most popular topics, visit calledtolearn.com. For more videos like this one, click this playlist. For Table Talk discussions, choose this playlist.